our conditions shifting back to bearish. We've got still have majority bullish on the daily on S&P 500 at 9 and 5, but we've seen that intraday 1 hour time frame shift to majority bearish. We're also seeing one thing I noticed on the recordings was that when I have it compressed like this, that the colors don't show up sometimes. So I'm going to just keep that a little bit wider so that we can see that representation there. But we had a solid down day on S&P 500, rejected by that supply block. The supply block had 61.25 and 60.50, just sitting right at that level now. And we do have futures up slightly this morning, but you can see it's just a little bit of a counter trend right here. Majority bearish on that, and still majority bullish on that daily time frame. We'll see what ends up happening right here. We're still at that upper end of that range, still have a little bit of a bullish tone as far as the trend structure, but it's starting to weaken right here. We're also starting to see the breadth at 52, it had run up to 60 and touched that area, but pulling back here now to 52. We also saw a pretty bearish day on VIX. That VIX is climbing back up to 17, 18. You can see on that 1 hour time frame back to majority bullish on VIX. So some bearishness happening here in the markets. Again, this futures move this morning. We'll see if it touches back up to that 61 range. If it does run up to that area and create some additional resistance, this is an area where topping patterns start to happen. One of the issues that we ran into here was we saw that bonds are actually moving higher. Now, one of the reports that came out on Friday was regarding economic activity. The balance with what the Fed is doing right now is interest rates have been high because of inflation. Now interest rates may start to move back down because of potential recession. So the bond market may be looking at, okay, Fed, you've done enough with inflation, but now we're dealing with potential recession. So we see a rally, pretty nice rally in bonds, and the rates starting to come back down again. Let's go to that 2-year time frame. You can see it starting to come down the last couple of days, and also on that 10-year the last couple of days here as well. So we'll keep an eye on those bond yields, and if it turns into a scenario where we're seeing rates coming down because of economic contraction, or the market believes that there is contraction coming, then that's a little bit different story in what the Fed is trying to do. One way or the other, bond market's looking for lower rates. And we've seen that in the equity markets here as well. We've seen Dow Jones Industrial Average majority bearish on the daily as well as the intraday. Really got clobbered the other day, and NASDAQ 100 as well, back to majority bearish on the 1 hour. So pretty significant selling, large volume, definitely a distribution day that we saw. We're also seeing Russell 2000 back to majority bearish. So the small cap names are, back to they didn't really get a decent rally like we saw S&P and Dow. Everything was up in this upper range. Didn't quite meet that level, and now we're getting some selling. Could see some continuation of this overall downtrend in those small cap names. That's also just a additional undertone to some bearishness happening currently. USO trying to hold that level around that 50% retracement. It also retracing back down. It is, it's a volatile commodity, and watching for range bound activity around that 50% retracement. There's a decent amount of demand area right here. This entire range, all of this price activity. We'll see if we get a bounce here in USO. Gold also holding this nice run. It looks like it's going to gap higher again this morning. So continuing that historic run in gold to the upside. Silver also seeing a similar type pattern. See if gold and silver walk in lockstep going forward. A couple of stock ideas for you to consider today. One is MP, a nice confirmation bar, increasing volume. Had a nice earnings report the other day also, and in the momentum zone. MP, it's in that mining space as well, and that could see some activity here, particularly if we see market conditions start to move back down. A shift over to oils, shift over to miners may start to be happening here as well. And the other one I wanted to take a look at was VICR, big run here, also on earnings. Nice confirmation bar and a breakout location when you get a close above this area right here. That is a breakout where you're getting anybody that was selling here either has done so. Now you're getting new additional demand starting to happen at these levels. Let me delete this guy right here. Where did I go? There we go. Okay, I wanted to grab onto this point. So a couple of stocks, MP and VICR. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.